Come in, damn it. You're sure a punctual bastard.
Welcome to the podcast at Orgy Castle. Sit back, darling, and enjoy with your hosts Derrick and Paula.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it. We got to 25.
Number 25.
So are you glad that we decided to make this episode of the podcast kind of a reunion of sorts with us in a certain movie?
Yeah. That was a fucking hilarious movie. I can see why we started doing this. That was fun.
Folks, if you haven't been listening from the beginning of our show, from episode 1, shame on you.
Right? Shame on you. So much shame.
Fuck you very much. Go back and listen to the rest of our podcast.
What are you doing with your time? I mean, come on.
Stop having so much of a life.
Yeah, and listen to us.
Go listen to us. We're totally worth it. But anyways, Paula and I started this podcast 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Wow. November?
October, November, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
All due to the fact that one day we were perusing around on my friend Scott Davis's Plex, and he has, as you all know, if you are listeners of my other podcast, Astro Radio Z, I have labeled him the Astro Radio Z Sleaze Fiend. And
Maximum,
he has
maximum shame.
Oh my gosh, so much smut, so much obscure smut on his Plex.
It's impressive.
And I'm not trying to shame him because I'm very glad that he does.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Extremely glad that he does. And we found this little movie called Terror at Orgy Castle on his Plex and couldn't help ourselves. And we had to watch this thing. And what we got was something. I still am not even sure what to say about this movie. This movie came from a director whose name is Zoltan G. Spencer.
Yeah, it is.
He lived only a brief 52 years here on this earth.
But he accomplished so much. He
was from Chicago, Illinois, and only was a filmmaker from the years 1968 to 1972.
So was this his final hurrah? Because this was 72. Was this his oeuvre, his chef d'oeuvre?
This is the swan song of Zoltan G. Spencer, is Terror at Orgy Castle. He started with a movie called The Satanist, all the way down Tropic of Scorpio, Sisters in Leather, The Screen Test Girls, Danish in Blue, The Hand of Pleasure, and Terror at Orgy Castle.
Damn, he was busy for those, 5 years?
Are you surprised by this fact after watching Terror at Orgy Castle?
No, not at all. Not even the tiniest bit. It looks like they weren't. I mean, when the craft services and the food for the food orgy scene are basically one and the same. Hey, we got three Cornish game hens. Make them go around, Yeah, it definitely was not a high budget thing. There was no lighting.
There was one light, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that whole time when they're in that bedroom and it's just perfectly well lit, and he's like, I can't get to sleep. Turn off the fucking light, dude. But of course they couldn't, because then it would be dark and they'd have to light it. So the whole bed, the time what was his name? I know her name was Lisa, but the swingers.
Bill.
Should we give the plot?
Okay, here I found on Plex has the greatest synopsis of this movie. So here's what I find on Plex. Terror at Orgy Castle, made in 1972, only 63 minutes long, which everyone on Earth is thankful for.
Yes.
This is the plot. Not the smartest couple in the world. Bill and Lisa. This is legitimately how this starts. And I couldn't agree more with this.
Okay, so far it's right on target. Sorry. Yep. Carry on, please.
So let's start again. Not the smartest couple in the world. Bill and Lisa spend the last night of their quote unquote swinging European vacation at the haunted castle of spooky Countess Dominova, just in time for Bill to make love to a succubus, Lisa to become the bride of the devil, and everyone to wallow in some serious terror at Orgy Castle.
Yeah, I think Mary was terrified in the rabbit room.
So I was very happy the last couple of weeks. The rabbit room has been a little quiet.
Mm-hmm.
This week, everyone came out in full force to watch Terror at Orgy Castle. I think this is the perfect movie to sit and watch with a group of friends.
So much dong. Oh my God.
Is it because of the dong? Do you think that's why I say that?
I don't know. I think it's just because it's just so fucking weird and stupid in the voiceover. There's no dialogue. It's all voiceover with Bill, who actually was Zoltan Spencer. I saw because I looked on IMDb. He was the Mr. Rogers narrator. So the director did the voiceover for Bill. And so that was just surreal. There's just so much weirdness to make fun of in this movie. And so it's good. Yeah, it's kind of a fun, terrible orgy at Castle. It really is just awful, but there's so many boobs, so much bush, so much hanging dong. And yes, Derrick, I do need you to draw me a fucking map, because what? There's only one dick down there. I mean, I can imagine how lovely it would be to have two women's heads between your legs, but I mean, are they like passing it back and forth? Is there one on the balls and one on the cock? Is that what we're looking at? Because the positioning would not have been conducive to that. So I just really wanted to know why.
Okay, so what Paul obviously is describing is two women trying to go down on Bill, who has
Too
probably
succubi.
seriously the weirdest O-face you've ever seen in cinema. Paula, maybe you haven't watched a lot of straight porn.
No, I haven't.
But there is a lot of porn where two girls are going down on one guy.
I don't know.
And there's various techniques for that to happen.
Okay, I don't really watch porn with real dicks in it, so.
So anyways, yeah, as Paula said, the vast majority of this movie, there's no dialogue. The only dialogue in this movie is voiceover.
Yeah.
You notice this after 5 to 10 minutes, you're like, is this voiceover ever going to stop? Nope. I guess we're going to watch basically like the naughty version of an after school special.
That's definitely what it feels like. It feels like those old movies, those old film strips where somebody would be talking and then you go beep and you'd advance the film strip to the next frame. It totally felt like one of those. It even looked like one of those where you stick it in your Viewmaster and watch it through that.
Yep.
Yeah, it had definitely had that feel and that look. Except with grapes going up people's assholes. And
there is no plot. The plot of this thing was thought completely afterward.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a couple that shows up to a castle. They for a vacation, I suppose.
Well, they've been making it all over Europe, and so they were looking for one last place to get their thrill, some crazy place to make it. And what was it you asked when he said something about Lisa was turned on by the stones in the castle? And you were like, yeah. Is this a true thing? It's like
she wants to make sure that she makes it in a castle.
Yeah, so they're going to make it in a castle.
So she's a castle sexual.
It's probably a thing. Happy Pride, guys.
Happy Pride, castle sexuals.
Happy Pride, castle sexuals. I think that probably falls under pansexuality, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we were kind of having that discussion. But yeah, the lighting was so bad because it was just super bright light in that castle room. And they even had like a couple of torches, but it was just like broad fluorescent daylight in that room, which is so not hot. But of course, they proceed to have sex once Igor takes them to their room.
Igor, quote unquote, budget John Holmes.
Who never whips it out.
No. But he looks just like John Holmes.
He looks a lot like John Holmes, yeah. So they met the Countess. Igor takes their stuff. They go up to their room. And, of course, they immediately start making it. And that's not very good.
But he doesn't last very long. And she passes out almost immediately afterwards.
Yeah, she falls immediately to sleep, which, I mean, if you've ever been fucked badly, you're not asleep. You're faking it just to be left alone. So yeah, but of course that wouldn't work for the plot, would it? So she passes out because his 3 minutes of bliss were just too much for her poor little brain to handle, and he can't sleep. He leaves.
Yeah, he wanders around the castle and happens upon the Countess with 2 ladies.
Yes, with 2 ladies having a ceremony, and then you get to see some pretty boobies and bodies, and the girls are all laid out on the floor completely naked, and she brings a bowl over, and she's got her cape and her skull, and then there's
with her boobs hanging out of the cape.
With her boobs. There's boobs everywhere. There's boobs and bush all over this movie. I mean, there's tons of nudity. There's just a hanging dong. I mean, we get to see Bill spread eagle in the mirror, so we get lots of time to look at his junk. And what did be flossing for days after this movie. Then he goes walking around, runs into the ceremony, and then all of a sudden, Lady Dominova turns into the most evil man he's ever seen. And the way they show that he's the most evil man they've ever seen is the guy looks straight at him and just cocks his eyebrow. He does a vixen on him. You know?
He has
and he has
eyeliner on.
Yeah, and he has guyliner on. So he has guyliner on, and he does his eyebrow deal once he realizes that they're being watched by this guy. So he splits, goes back to the room, and the next thing you know, a beautiful woman comes out of, was it the closet?
No, out of the mirror. They have a full-length mirror in their room, and all of a sudden the witch or succubus comes out of the mirror.
Yes, and Lisa's complete. Oh, she's got a stick.
Yeah, a stick like a feather or something. She awkwardly walks over to the bed.
It's just a fucking long ass stick, and she goes and she taps Lisa on the head. So I guess it's the stick of doom, as Mary said. And she just stays asleep, and the succubus comes in and starts doing her thing. And then we have succubi, because another succubus comes in, and that's where we were led to the whole 2 women going down on him at the same time that Derrick asked me if I wanted him to draw me a map. And I was like, yeah, because I don't get it.
So after this point, they basically take the couple down to have a big party. They're having a dinner party over with all their pervert friends
with masks on, and there's a big bowl of grapes on one end, and there's a huge bowl, a huge plate of sliced cantaloupe on the other, and a big table, and they all have silver tankards and masks on. And then they start having they bring out the Cornish hens and they eat, and Bill and Lisa are sitting in the corner the whole time, just like he's like worrying over things in his head, and they're watching these revelers revel, and they're very concerned about it the whole time. We felt very strange, and this was very odd. And Dominova's just sitting over here, and then the floor show begins, right?
Yes, we expected Frankenfurter to show up, but he never did.
Yeah, we really did. It had a bit of a square Rocky Horror feel to it, but yeah, so. Then the show starts, and the beautiful girl goes over, and they tie her up to is that a St. George's cross?
Yes.
Okay. So they tie her up to the St. George's cross, and then they bring out a rat. One of the things I loved about this was her full showing of her cesarean scar with no shame. That was awesome.
Yeah. So the girl on the cross is essentially strapped in with a plate on her stomach.
Yeah. So they
where the rat is.
Yeah. There's a bowl with the rat underneath it, and they press it up against her stomach really hard, and then take a flame to the outside of the bowl, and you see like Herschel Gordon Lewis like gore start dripping down from the bottom of the pan, talking about how the rat's trying to eat its way out of the flaming hot bowl through her guts. But then guess what? It's all a ruse.
It's all a ruse. Ta-da! For a little bit there, for like 3 minutes, all of a sudden this movie gets super dark.
Yeah, but then it's just like a Jess Franco sex show that you just kind of came in on. So
yeah, you just kind of walked in on, and then from that point on, everyone starts running all over the table. That's
when the orgy starts. They throw that girl up on the table, and everybody starts fucking her and watching them fuck her. Oh, and that's when they put the grapes on the back. They put the grapes out of the bowl, and Mary's like, "Oh my god, are they putting it up the guy's asshole?" Yeah, probably. I mean,
it looked like it.
It looked like it. And so they start. When did they get out the goat mask?
Okay, so what ends up happening is an orgy goes on for a little while, and Bill and Lisa decide this is their opportunity to escape because they need to get away from these vile perverts. And they go up and pack all their stuff, and they start to try and like skedaddle out of there, but then they find all of the guests are situated around an altar getting ready for a black mass ritual.
Ooh,
and they are the center of the black mass ritual.
Because they were wondering, them the voiceover the whole time, what she had, Dominova had in line for them. If they'd had the rat for that one chick, what was going to happen to them now? And now we know. Lisa's going to be the bride of Satan.
Lisa's going to be the bride of Satan, and he's going to get sucked off by two girls yet again.
Yeah, Bill's going to get sucked off by two more succubi. So,
Lisa, she wantingly gets filled out like an application by every single dude at the party wearing. If you've seen the artwork for our podcast, you'll notice that the vast majority of the picture is of this like huge paper mache. And each of the guys that get to fuck Lisa have to wear this obnoxiously huge paper mache goat's head with a crown that has dangly balls coming off of the end of each of the points of the fucking crown. It's the most ludicrous fucking thing you've ever seen. And it also, if you're a fan of Zoltan G. Spencer, he pulls it out in just about every one of his movies. Yeah,
you said it was. Yeah, you told me that it was it in The Satanists too?
It's in The Satanists.
And you watched that, didn't you? And you said it was like, meh.
Yeah, it's about the same thing as Terror at Orgy Castle. Also, The Hand of Pleasure at some point, which is kind of like, I believe that's kind of his like James Bond, sexy James Bond type movie.
Oh, that could be hilarious.
There's this mask in some way, shape, or form finds its way into just about every one of these gimmicks.
It should. It just should.
It's hilarious.
It's like Big Kahuna Burger or Red Apple cigarettes in the Quentin Tarantino verse. It's just the same thing. It's just the motherfucking goat mask.
That's got to come back in some way, shape, or form. Somebody's got to find that mask. It's got to come back into the zeitgeist.
Oh my God! Start looking for it.
So after the whole orgy where Bill gets sucked off by two chicks and Lisa, and he has to watch Lisa get fucked by every goat mask dude that's at the party.
And she gets fucked by a lot of goat mask dudes.
They pass out, wake up the next day, and he attempts to take her away from the castle, and she whispers in his ear that they have been ruined for decent society. And the only place that is right for them now is Orgy Castle.
Yeah, she's right.
So they walk back into Orgy Castle, and we get Fiend. End of movie.
End of movie. Just a perfect, trashy little movie. Oh my gosh.
It reminded me a lot of Orgy of the Dead.
Yeah, but I think we have that on the list for later on, don't we?
Yes, later on. It's one of these movies,
set piece movies.
Yeah, where it's just knock them down, scene after scene after scene. There's no plot. You're just sitting here hanging around. That's why I thought it was the perfect party movie for sickos and perverts. If you want to sit around and have something weird on the background, you don't have to pay attention to this. If you hear anything that happens in the dialogue, the voiceover, it's a bonus because it's kind of funny most of the time because it's so stupid.
Oh, it's so incredibly stupid. I mean, absolutely stupid, but guaranteed, no matter any time that you look up at the screen, you're going to see dick, you're going to see titties, you're going to see bush, you're going to see crazy goat mask. There's so much nudity in this movie. So much nudity in this movie.
Wall to wall nudity, 63 minutes of just straight nudity. It looks like it's a hardcore movie at times. It looks, but don't be fooled.
Yeah, it's not hardcore. It's definitely not hardcore. I mean, they were getting to where this was 72, so this was right at that hardcore watershed moment. So they were getting there. I mean, this was one of the, if you think of like Dracula the Dirty Old Man or some of the other ones we watched where the sex was much more insinuated. I mean, there were a couple times where they were having their threesome, the evil guy and the two succubi. And I was like, is she licking her fucking belly button? What's going on? But then if you looked farther down, it really looked like the guy was in the woman's snatch, right? So it's kind of like, okay, although the two women weren't quite in the right position, but this was definitely a lot stronger and more explicit on the sex than a lot of the other Something Weird videos that we've seen. And this was right at that crossover point where then we were getting into Deep Throat, The Devil and Miss Jones, and Porno Chic kind of came in. So this is right at the cusp there. And so, yeah, the sex in this was much more explicit. There was just nudity wall to wall. It definitely gave Felicity a run for its money for just boobs and bush. Yeah. And just constant. Because if they were more than likely naked, they were getting naked or they had a cape on and they were naked underneath it. I mean, beautiful women in this movie.
Yep. And the dudes all look like fucking schlubs.
Well, that's pretty much been the case up until, I don't know, what was that King of Queens show? So every, backwards ass dude thinks he belongs with some sort of crazy supermodel because ta-da, media, right?
Wish fulfillment, right?
Yeah, wish fulfillment. So you have a whole lot of really beautiful women and then some schlubby average dudes, and they're born. I mean, look, fucking Rod Jeremy, dude. What the fuck?
I've never quite understood that one myself.
No, there's so many gross guys in porn and so many insanely beautiful women, which is like I said, well, I just really don't watch porn with natural dicks in it. So, because it's schlubby dudes and hot chicks. And I mean, the lead guy in this one, Bill, reminded me of the dude from the Bizarre Ones, the hitchhiker from the Bizarre Ones. They had that same long, tall, skinny kind of look.
I thought Mary in the room nailed it, calling him Gabriel Byrne. After a while.
I missed that part. I think I had to hit the ladies who she called him Gabriel Byrne. Oh my God. Cocksucker.
I thought it was perfect. So.
I love Gabriel Byrne. That's hilarious. I mean, I saw that. She said Gabriel Byrne did much better movies later on in his career. Mary is so funny. I love her.
Yeah, folks, if you want to join us and watch these movies with us, go over to the Patreon page. For the $6.66 mark, you can join us every single Wednesday night.
We have a really good time.
Trashy ass movie, and we have a great time, great group of people, always really fun. But having said all that, Terror at Orgy Castle isn't particularly a good movie.
No, it's not. But we don't watch particularly good movies. Oh my God. We watch particularly good or particularly bad movies. And so we have a whole different spectrum and list of criteria for what makes it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as we said, the sex, while it seems hardcore, it's softcore. I mean, the blowjob scenes, he lifts a leg to obscure the fact she's not sucking him off, and stuff like that. And mostly grinding.
You never see a hard dick, maybe a semi, but that's about it. And you can tell the guy's got a good sized schlong on him, but you never see it engorged. It's never tumescent. There's none of that. And you've got. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's two girls down there. It's like, dude, what, man? Yeah, and he does. He pulls his leg over and hides everything. And so it's just kind of like, and he's making his O face. Oh.
It is the most obnoxious O face I've ever seen.
Not pretty.
This side of Lena Remey's vocal performance last week on Black Boots, Whip of Leather. It's the most over-the-top performance.
Don't you diss my girl.
You got to admit, that was an obnoxious.
Oh, I know, but I fucking love her. She's so awesome.
So fucking obnoxious. So Terror at Orgy Castle, Paula, let's get to the Jackalman action on this. I mean, let's put aside the rosy tinted glasses because obviously this is the movie that we named the podcast after. Let's be quite honest about this movie. What's the Jackalman action?
I'm going to do it 3.5. I think it's a 3.5 Jackalman movie. Especially if you watch it like we do with your group of people and you're just laughing the whole time. It's hilarious. So many beautiful bodies in this. So many. And I love my 70s porno bush and capes. I love capes. And Lady Dominova was adorable. I mean, it was bad, but it made me laugh, kind of like Bat Pussy did. And it's kind of got that same vibe of just this being this kitschy, weird, old, sexy, campy, goofy ass movie. The goat mask alone, one Jackalman. And it's funny. It's funny. It's weird. It's strange. It's funny. There's grapes. There's Cornish game hens. It was very low budget. Again, kind of spinning I wouldn't say a silk purse, but maybe like a nice rayon purse out of a sow's ear. And it was fun. I just thought it was a fun movie. I like the way it looked. Like I said, it looked like it should be a Viewmaster or an old, deet film, deet. That's the kind of look that it had to me. And the whole voiceover thing I found hilarious. And I would definitely recommend this to your trash connoisseur and somebody who likes something that's just cut on the cusp of turning into porn. So it had entertainment value. I'm giving it 3.5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna I think I'll give it 3. I think I'll give it 3. I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point. It's not a good movie. It's not particularly sexy. I mean, while there are good-looking women in it, you have to look at Bill's limp schlong and horrible O face most of this movie. It's in line with Orgy of the Dead. If you like Orgy of the Dead, you'll probably like Terror at Orgy Castle. Its strongest suit and strongest asset is its brevity. 63 minutes. You get in and you get right the fuck out, and you don't have. Well, no, this is a lie. You do have to sit around and just wade through so many scenes that just go on and on and on and on and aren't particularly that interesting, but it is really funny.
Yeah,
like
it's funny.
Dracula, the dirty old man.
Yeah.
This is right up there with that.
But not rapey. It's not remotely rapey.
Nope, not rapey. Even though you could probably consider the gangbang at the end of this movie rape.
Yeah, it didn't feel rapey. They were hypnotized and in the moment, and it didn't feel rapey like Dracula the Dirty Old Man felt rapey to me. Like a lot of the other movies we've watched felt rapey. It just felt like a weird little hallucinatory, like wet dream.
Yeah, I would agree. So Terror at Orgy Castle, not particularly good, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of fun. It's a curiosity. So watch it if you wish.
If you wish. Not if you dare.
If you're bored and you have nothing else to watch, watch Terror at Orgy Castle.
Yeah, not a lot of terror. There's a whole lot of orgy. So
yeah, the only terror scene is when they attempt to fool you that a rat is burrowing through that woman's stomach, which it isn't.
No, it's not. But it was fun.
It's good time. So let's take a quick break and listen to Miss Angelique Bone tell us about another smut book on Book Club at Orgy Castle.
Give it to us, Bone.
Hi, and welcome back to Book Club at Orgy Castle. I'm your host, Angelique. Hi. So, I don't know if you've seen the news, but the FBI has now released their Bigfoot files. And let me tell you, I'm going to be reading them. So, in honor of that, tonight we have some Bigfoot erotica. This is part of a collection by Jacqueline D. Cirque, and this entry is called Broken In by Larry, My Bigfoot Encounter. So, we meet Amy. She is a night guard at a natural history museum kind of deal, and big important plot point, she is a virgin, which we find out near the end of the first page. And she's annoyed with her boyfriend who keeps trying to get her to, But Amy has all kinds of crazy fantasies about the diorama folks, the Neanderthal cavemen, the Civil War exhibit. There's a piece where she kind of says she wouldn't mind them coming to life one day and having a, Civil War gangbang kind of situation. But anyway, there's a new exhibit at the museum, the Amulet of Ra. And the director tells Amy to keep an eye on that. So she's making her rounds and notices the amulet. It's right outside of the Bigfoot exhibit. And the amulet's kind of glowing. She's like, oh, that's weird. Maybe I should say something, but nah. So she goes into the Bigfoot exhibit and she says hi to Larry, which is what she calls the stuffed Bigfoot, because apparently scientists came across a dead Bigfoot, stuffed it, mounted it, put it in the museum. So, hey, whatevs. The Bigfoot has to wear a loincloth because apparently in this universe, Bigfoot has an outie, which I'm really hoping that the Bigfoot file clarifies once and for all. Does Bigfoot have an innie or an outie? But here he has an outie, and it's proportionate, if you know what I'm saying. So, Amy has been also fantasizing about the Bigfoot. Little time passes and she makes her rounds a second time. The amulet is glowing more and Larry is gone. Dun dun dun. So she kind of, creeps around the museum. She sees Larry standing there thinking that it's a prank from one of the other guards. Maybe they just moved the mannequin out. Nope. Larry is alive, and he chases her through the museum, and she falls. And Larry comes upon her and exudes a musk. Pheromones. Bigfoot musk. Ugh. Yeah. But to her, it smells good, because I guess chemistry. Whatever. And Larry picks her up and takes her to a square pedestal exhibit thing, and of course rips her clothes off. And she tells the Bigfoot, "Oh no, I'm a virgin." And Larry responds by exuding more pheromones. And she gets a little, juice in the caboose. And he goes too. And of course, she's, all overcome with lust for the Bigfoot. And so, of course, Larry the Bigfoot has his way with her. And then they cuddle. Which, I figured Bigfoot was a romantic kind of fella. So, good job, Larry. Good job. But they do wake at some point in the middle of the night, and Larry takes her the other way. Then she wakes up again, and Larry's gone. She's naked. The museum's about to open, so she has to scramble and find her clothes, and she sees Larry is back in his original spot, all frozen and stuffed. And she's walking like a cowboy, and gets back to her desk, and is thinking about Larry all day. And then she comes back in to work, thinking, hey, I'll have another night with Larry, the Bigfoot. But then finds out that the director has moved the amulet to the Civil War section. So, yeah. Anyway, this one was fun. It's part of a trilogy, so we'll be getting to the other two offerings of this, as well as this month for Pride. We'll be examining some more of that vintage lesbian erotica as well. So, until next time, bye!
I think next week is the next Flesh trilogy movie.
I do believe you are correct.
Woo! The Finleys.
About time we finally get back to that. We have quite the month ahead of us, Paula.
Okay, tell me all about it.
Okay, so next episode, folks, we're going to return to the Flesh trilogy with the Curse of Her Flesh.
Hey.
The week after that, we'll be heading back to the world of Ilsa with Ilsa, Harem Keeper of the Oil Sheiks.
Oh, I love that one.
Which is my favorite Ilsa movie,
yes,
if I'm going to be very honest.
The fluffy Ilsa movie.
Yeah. Then we're going to go back to Russ Meyerland with Mudhoney.
Oh,
and
honey.
end our next month with the Inconfessible Orgies of Emmanuel.
Franco. Heck yeah.
So there's a lot to look forward to, folks.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So we reached 25 episodes, Paula. Anything you want to say to our listeners about this podcast that we have no idea where this is going to go? We have no idea how long this can go. I'm actually surprised we did 25 episodes. I thought this was going to be a fun little thing that would, sputter out after a little bit. We'd have a few weeks to think it's a nice laugh, but here we are. Almost 9 months later.
We had a smut baby. A sweet little smut baby. Aw, look at it. It's got the cutest little toesy losies.
Satan is the name she goes by. There's a lot of devil in her eye. Kiss a fire that burns you well. She breaks your heart and it hurts like words can't tell.